The epic and unbeatable at Scrabble. The Nerds with Attitude!
Welcome to the N.W.A. Nerds with Attitude. I am one of your humble hosts, Shin the Hero, aka Walt. I am joined by Flores Bloom Noah.
What's up?
Old Hunter Rage Isaac.
What up, everybody?
Animus Prime JR.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today, a dear friend of mine. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, a dear friend of mine, Trinity.
Hi.
Yeah, we got our, well, when y'all are listening, when y'all listening to this, we got our first female voice on the N.W.A. This first. And by the title, you know, we are talking about Soul, Pixar Disney animated movie that just came out on Christmas Day. So, what is Soul about? Well, you know, Soul is about, first off, I believe Soul is the very first African-American led lead for a Pixar movie. Am I correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
I think so, yeah.
And the first, like, middle-age person, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
That's what I would say. I mean, because that man was old. He was like 79 or something like that, wasn't he? I don't know. But it is about a man named Joe Gardner who seeks to reunite his soul to his body that he accidentally separates from it, basically, before a big break for a jazz time and all that junk. It has the voice talents of Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We are gonna get into spoilers, but before we get into spoilers, I'm gonna just get everybody's 2 cents off rip feelings on the movie, and then we'll get into the movie itself. So I'm gonna go around this round table. So I'm gonna start off with our guest, Trinity.
Okay.
What did you think about Soul?
It was really good. I liked it a lot. It definitely played at the heartstrings if you're older. I guess like younger audience, just it's a good feel-good movie. But I liked it a lot.
That's it. You want to say that?
You said quick 2 cents, man.
Right.
Yeah, you did.
Quick.
That was quick. All right, Isaac.
I loved it as well. It hit me a good few times. Helped me regain my spark, if you will. Yeah, I mean, I loved the movie. It was great.
Noah.
It was a good movie. It was okay. I'm probably not gonna watch it again, but it was good.
And JR.
Oh yeah, I love the movie. I love the animation, like the lighting and everything about it. Like it's really a beautiful movie to watch, and the story was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen the movie twice. I did watch it twice. The first time I initially watched it, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care for it. I gave it a 6. The second time watching it, afterwards, actually knowing what the plot was, because I will say this, this movie, in the trailers and everything, I don't know if y'all remember watching the trailers, they was keeping a lot of the plot itself under wraps. Like I know there was like controversy for this movie at first, because it was like, yeah, we get our first black protagonist and you kill him and you turn him into a blue Smurf. That's what you do. But like they hide a lot from the trailers to the movie, because it's a lot deeper than normal. But like, it's not a bad movie. I have some qualms about it, but it's not a bad movie. It's like everybody said, it is one of those feel good movies. It does tug on your heartstrings and whatnot. Not mine personally, because I don't have a midlife crisis like this movie entails. But
Uh,
I will move
I mean,
on.
you don't
I
have to have.
I will move into where do you guys think I hit y'all with this big question. Do you guys think this movie is for kids?
No.
Not really. I mean, they might like it for the slapstick humor and stuff like that, but other than that, no.
Why is that?
Well, because it has a message that goes over kids' heads. Like, they're kids. They want to be entertained by like cartoonish humor, and this has very little of that. Because it has
Kids
a
are
lot
gonna
of.
love- Go ahead.
Hey, that's fine. Just go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
Oh my god, your train got derailed so fast. I was gonna say, kids are gonna love the whole. Can we go ahead and do spoilers? Is that fine?
Yeah, we jump in spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. Kids are gonna love the whole thing where he's in a cat body and she's in his body. That's kid humor. But other than that, everything else is pretty young adult to adult themes, you know. But the body switch thing is really all I can think about. Either that or
I would say
22
when they
Or
go
like-
into,
jokes.
when they go into the soul realm, I would say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's the thing. Kids are going to be like, oh, that's cute. But us, we're going to be like, oh, so that's what they're doing. Kids are just going to look at it at, like, you know, face value kind of thing.
Yeah, they only came to look at the pretty visuals and the funny animation. But no, most adults are going to be like, oh man, this is actually a pretty beautiful story, something that you could relate to. And because it's not like a kid, there's no kid protagonist, it's not going to appeal to kids a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't think 6 and under would enjoy this movie?
Mm-mm.
No, they wouldn't understand.
What about a 10-year-old and up?
Like if the 10-year-old is like very mature, yeah.
I mean, I assume a 10-year-old who's been on the internet is going to understand that the one dude that drives the ship, he's high the entire time. That's why he's there so long. They'll understand that part, I think.
Well, it was more like the people who was on the ship and everything could astral project. That's how they got into it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of implications to that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The captain.
So y'all really don't think this is like for kids? What about you, Noah? You've been quiet over there.
Yeah, it can be for kids.
Would you show this to your kids?
Yeah, if they want to watch it, hell yeah, might as well.
Do you think kids will get it? Your kid will get it?
Maybe the base of it. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Not my kid, at least. No, it's gonna go over his head like amazing. I think it depends on the kid. My son, no. He's not gonna get it. He's gonna airhead it the whole way through the movie. I'm just gonna be honest.
Trinity, why you say it's not for kids?
The story, I mean, I have a niece and nephew, both under the age of like 5, so like they would not even think about paying attention to this movie at all. The storyline's too adult for me to think like a kid under 6 would watch it. Maybe 10, but definitely not 6 and under. They'd maybe make it to like The Great Before, where they like the kids are like playing with Joe Gardner, but after that, probably not.
I just wanted to say I have 2 nieces, and I promise you they would not watch this movie.
Yeah.
Like, when they came over, to my house, they went on Netflix. They immediately went to the Boss Baby Netflix series, and I'm like, really? Ah.
Hey man, Boss Baby is good. I don't know what you talking
The
about.
TV
Oh,
show
you're
is not. The TV show is not.
Well, I
I'm
don't
talking
know
about the TV show.
I don't know about the
Nobody gives a
TV
shit.
show, but there's
The
I
a
never
movie
gave a
sequel
shit
coming
about
out.
I never gave a shit about the movie, and I'm not giving a shit about the TV
There's a
series.
sequel coming out. You bet your ass. Me and my nephew, we finna watch that. We finna watch the hell out of that, man. Anyway, speaking of story, what did you guys get from this? What was y'all takeaway from the soul in general? Like from the moment he died. Like, well, let's even go with that. I don't even think the man died. I mean, because when it's going back playing his life and everything, you see him in a hospital bed and he ain't even flatlined or anything. And there's like, this is one of my qualms with the movie. There's no like injuries or nothing on there. He falls down a manhole, yes, but like there's no, his family didn't get called or anything. That's one of the that's one. What did y'all take from this? What
Well, first of all, I did.
and then they kind of he's talking when Tina Fey's character or 2022 was in there. His mom don't even know that this man almost died twice.
I swear I didn't even think of that.
That is
I was
kind of
lost in
weird,
this.
I admit.
But yeah, like for me personally, because it's funny you were saying, well, you hadn't been through a midlife crisis. I haven't either, because I'm not even towards the middle of my life. I hope I'm not, because that means I'm gonna die very early. But it was, for me, it was like what the part where he goes to play for oh my god, I can't remember her name, the saxophone lady,
Dorothea.
Yeah.
Dorothea.
Yeah, Dorothy.
He goes to play for
By
her,
Angela
right?
Bassett.
Exactly. He goes to play for her, and his whole mindset was like, if I do this, my life is going to change immediately. And he goes to play for her, and she's like, all right, so, I'll see you later. And he goes, so what do we do after this? She's like, you come back tomorrow, and you do the same thing again. And it's one of those things where, like, you can't live your whole life waiting for this one event and expect every day after that event to be completely different. It's going to take some time, and for me, it was like that with my art. I thought I was going to I thought everything was going to take off at a certain point, and it didn't. And it was kind of like a discouragement thing for me. And then I realized, you have to keep working at it. You just have to keep, going, and eventually, it's not going to happen all at once, but it'll happen for you eventually. That's
what you took away from that?
Yeah.
JR, what'd you take away from Soul?
That life can be worth living. Like, there are times where I acted straight up like 22. Like, this earth is kind of fucking itself down the toilet. So sometimes you have those thoughts that it's like, what's the point? What's the point in everything? And then I'm just I'm remembering all of the times that I've been down, and I know that there are people around me who love me and support me and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. That's kind of what I took from that, because I kind of see myself as 22, but then I see her like getting her sense of wanting to live life, and I'm thinking to myself, huh, yeah, I could see that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Alright. Trinity.
I definitely see myself as both 22 and Joe, as the sense of like 22 being like, I don't really want to go to Earth. Like, what's the point? I have everything I need right here. And then Joe, like I don't know if like you guys felt like this, but I feel like he kind of lost his spark in a sense, especially with like.
Why you say that?
When he was playing with Dorothea, all he thinks about is losing himself in the zone, I guess. He's not really thinking about anyone else. He's not actually thinking about playing. He's just doing it. It's like it comes to him as like a second nature instead of his actual spark. Like it's not something he's inspired to do. It's something that he just does. He loves it, but he kind of loses it, especially when he's in the great beyond, like not the great before, when he's trying to get back. He's just only thinking about his big break, not anything else going on.
Yeah, I agree. He was being selfish.
Yeah.
I was gonna wait till everybody said everything, but that's like my point too about Joe. Like Joe whole thing, he was legitimately being selfish. Like he was selfish in this, like throughout the entire movie, and I get his run in the mill feel good movie. He does kind of quote unquote learn his lesson to put the brakes on and look at the smaller things, the tiny small things in life. Take those out of look, because you don't have to have a milestone or something like that in your life to make it seem like you live life. You don't have to have a milestone and everything. And he was just ton of focused on everything, and he just he gets slapped in the face when he goes in, when 22 becomes a lost soul, basically. And he goes into the lost soul, into her lost soul, and you see all the people who went through her, who are her mentors, telling her she wasn't worth a damn and all that jazz. And then he saw how he was to her as well. He saw himself, and it kind of hit him. But I mean, we'll get to the ending in general. But I'm sorry to cut you out there, Trinity. What else?
You're good.
Besides you thinking he lost his spark, because that's an interesting point right there. What else did you get from him? So,
definitely his relationship with his mom. I took a big hit with that, because that hit me personally, because like I always felt like my parents don't understand what I'm trying to do, but like he actually like expresses his feelings towards his mom, and she finally like helps him. Like she sees like this is actually something he's wanting to do, and she helps him. I really liked that part. I just rewatched it with Zach like an hour ago.
While you're thinking, we'll get onto this, man. Noah.
Okay.
What'd you get from Soul?
I am not gonna lie, I didn't really get shit from this movie. It didn't really inspire me or nothing. The only thing I got from this movie is it's okay to have a passion, but don't let that passion drive you. Don't forget to live life also.
Yeah, don't become obsessed with it, basically.
I wouldn't say obsessed with it, because it's okay to be obsessed with your passion, but
I don't know, because like the movie it was making like obsessions. If you became obsessed with whatever your passion, or how they were trying to say the spark, basically whatever your spark was, if you became obsessed with it, you would become a lost soul. That's how people would become a lost soul and all that junk. You have whatever that your strong passion is, that passion, which is true in life, that passion can become an obsession, and obsession itself is pretty unhealthy.
yeah, all I got was from the movie was it's okay to live life and be passionate about something too. Just don't live your life for your passion.
Yeah,
That's all I got from it. I didn't think the movie was that deep. It didn't hit me nowhere. It was a beautifully animated movie, but it just didn't. I don't know.
You didn't think it was deep? Like it basically was showing how people get made, like with the great before, with the kids getting personalities, and then when you get your spark, you get sent to Earth. Like that's a soul going to Earth and everything. That's basically what's showing you how you start and then where you go to the great beyond, how you end into a buzz zapper.
I just didn't think. I didn't think this movie was.
I mean, did the great beyond not sound like a buzz zapper to y'all?
I even had like that implication where, oh my god, so if the soul just gets zapped, do they get zapped out of existence? Is that it? Like those people who think that there's no like afterlife, they just get zapped out of existence. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I just was like, man, that's a buzz zapper right there. Story-wise of this, with Noah, you say it wasn't, the movie itself wasn't deep. Did you enjoy the story, like story-wise?
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. The story, it was good. I just didn't think it was that deep of a story. I didn't have to rewatch it or replay it again to see what the movie was talking about. It felt like another generic Pixar movie that tried to give me the feels.
I don't know about generic. I really feel like this was a bold movie for Pixar. This was something different for Pixar.
How is it a bold movie for Pixar?
Because the protagonist they used, the type of protagonist they used.
This protagonist player.
How's that bold though?
Yeah, how's it bold? Because he's black? What?
I'm not just saying just because he's black.
Yeah, but you said it though, so I don't understand.
Sounds like it.
That's not what I was getting. The protagonist they used, the deep thought of the plot wise, is you're dealing with the afterlife and everything, and then with the Jerrys and Terry and everything. Terry basically made a guy see his death. When Terry was going up searching for them and everything, and found that the one guy, after they left the barbershop, and 22 chunked out that one dude, and he got sucked into the hole, and that man saw his death, and he was scared. There's some deep thoughts and stuff in there.
I don't think it was that deep at all, man. I really don't. It's just people got their lives planned out, but stuff changed, and we just got to change with it. Just like the barber, he wanted to be a veterinarian, but he had a daughter, so he had to adapt. Change life. It's not that deep, man. I really don't think. It's just borderline basic life stuff.
Well, I think that's part of the theme where his passion, he wanted to be a veterinarian, like you said. And then in order to provide for his daughter, he started doing what do you call it? Barbering?
Yeah, he became a barber. Yeah.
Became
and even though being a veterinarian was his passion, he ended up like barbering became his passion as well. So it's like, just because you have one passion doesn't mean you need to close yourself off to literally everything else. Because you might find something else that you end up loving way more than, you know, what you did before, or what you wanted to do before anyway.
Yeah, I got that from the movie too. It just wasn't that deep.
And I mean, I would say the ending also was open-ended. The ending was open-ended. We don't know what happened to 22, and you don't even really know what Joe's gonna do. We don't know if he's gonna go.
I think he's gonna
Go
keep
back.
Live.
We don't know if he,
Live.
yeah, he's gonna live. Yes, that's obvious. But we don't know if he's gonna go take that job as the middle school band teacher. We don't know if he's gonna go on tour with Dorothea. We don't know that. Those are other things, like how open ended. I figured the ending would have bothered you, Noah, because those, you don't like open ended endings like that.
It didn't really bother me this time, man. I just didn't think the movie was that deep.
That's a triumph in and of itself.
I feel like it tried to make it. The movie tried to be deeper than it thought, but it was the same. It wasn't that deep. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like, it didn't hit me in the feels. If they think, it just didn't hit me. It was a good movie. It just didn't hit me.
That's understandable. Trinity, story. What you think?
I liked the story. I mean, I kind of agree with him. It's honestly, if you're like thinking about it, being, I guess, devil's advocate, it's really not that deep. It is kind of like a basic Pixar movie. I agree with that. I mean, you have a protagonist who changes their mindset at the end of the movie, and then they try to be good or whatever. I did not like the ending and how it was so open-ended. I would have liked to see more.
Like a conclusion?
Yeah, more of a conclusion. Not
like,
just, he got a second chance at life. Here you go.
Yeah, he literally got a second chance at it. Y'all telling me that's not deep? He literally got a second chance at life.
I mean,
that is, I'm surprised they actually did that. Somebody actually really brought back to life.
Well, I mean, considering that he never went into the great beyond, he never actually died.
He was supposed to die. He was legitimately supposed to die. He was supposed to die.
Flat out
but the Jerry saw what he did with 22, which that wasn't even another thing too. They didn't even reprimand him being taking someone else's identity for that right there in the afterlife. But like what he did with 22, because when you think about it, 22 was the 22nd soul in existence that was created. When you think about it like that, her name is 22 because she was the 22nd soul, and she's been there for like thousands of years.
That is ridiculous.
Huh. That explains all the mentors from the time period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that how bad she was, the fact that she had mentors such as Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln,
going like, man, I hate this thing.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh man, like how bad do you have to be?
She had Jack Kirby as a mentor. His name was on the the little "Hello, my name is" wall that she had. Jack Kirby
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Jack Kirby was up there. And a few Pixar alumni dudes. I do know the dude who created this, who directed this, he also did Inside Out. Like, did y'all not get Inside Out vibes? I personally haven't seen Inside Out. I've seen bits and pieces of it. But what I've heard, like, people are saying like this is like a pseudo sequel to Inside Out.
Yeah, I can see
now
that.
you mention it,
I could see that. Yeah.
For me, it didn't feel like that because I thought Inside Out was trash. So,
Oh damn.
Okay. Peter Docter has also done Monsters Inc., Up, and Inside Out.
yeah, I thought Inside Out was trash.
Okay.
Oh,
Up was okay. I think that movie's overrated, but that's just me.
You think Up is overrated?
Yes, sir.
What?
That's another discussion for another time. We're still on Soul.
welcome to the channel, Trinity. This is how it goes all the time.
What about music?
Yeah.
Music-wise, like, did y'all like the music? Did you like how jazz was actually the focus of this? Do y'all like jazz?
I mean,
like
I mean,
jazz.
it's called soul.
What do you mean jazz was the focus? Like the music just
No, jazz. The theme of jazz itself was one of the focuses of the movie. Because you know, jazz don't really have its own thing. It's some of everything. Especially old school jazz.
It's improvisation.
And the whole movie was improvisation. Like Tina Fey, for instance, she wrote a lot of her own lines in there. And it, like, even with the voice talent, like we can get into characters. Like the voices, I knew Jamie Foxx was in here, but when I first heard Joe, I was like, huh.
Don't even sound like him.
Yeah.
I didn't know it
Yeah.
was Jamie Foxx.
This man is
So-
Joe. I didn't hear Jamie Foxx. I didn't see this animated Jamie Foxx. Nah, because you know Jamie Foxx normally plays either plays super over the top or the cool badass type of character. And in this, he was literally a nerd. For better lack of word, he was basically a nerd.
Yeah,
He was a
pretty
bad nerd. Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
was.
he's a nerd for jazz.
I believe they are called band geeks.
Not even that.
I mean,
Ouch.
What? I wasn't saying it like it was a bad thing.
I think he did a great job. And even Tina Fey. I did not know 22 was Tina Fey
Yeah,
until the
neither.
credits rolled. I was like, that was
Nope.
Tina Fey? I mean, they do make a joke. They do make a joke. It was like, why do you sound like a middle-aged white woman?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was that middle-aged white woman. I didn't know
Yeah.
that was middle-aged white woman. Characters-wise, did y'all like characters? Did you have favorite characters? Did you have characters you didn't like?
Personally, I liked Terry.
Yes.
You liked Harry.
I liked Terry. I don't know why. I just every time he
he
came
just
on, I was
is.
just laughing. He was funny.
because he thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I mean,
still,
he
like,
can't.
shout out to Terry for going through God knows how many files to find this name.
I mean, yeah.
He at least had to go
Gotta-
like at least like 2 million. There's no way.
Yeah. The other Jerrys would have to appreciate him for that. I just wish that Terry would be a little bit more humble about it.
Yeah.
I mean, would you be humble about searching through 2 million files to find one person?
I
That's
would be
also
exhausted.
By one?
I would be exhausted. I would be like, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Though I have to say this though, like, even though he did all of that, found the count was off, they still undermined that after that man, after they give him his second chance, and they just take this man Terry, like, hey man, what is that over there? And he was like, what? And then they just do the count thing. They just do it. I was like,
Like, yeah, we talked to him about it and then fixed it.
He was messed up.
after all of that, after
Oh, don't worry, we handled Terry. And I'm like, what you do to Terry? He's just doing his job.
Noah, you have any
Doing his
characters
job
you
is what
like?
he does best.
Is it
No.
Noah Flores? He left.
He did?
Yeah.
You did?
I thought you guys noticed that.
No, I don't be looking
Oh,
at the
shit.
thing.
Oh, sorry. I guess
Yeah.
I could have said something sooner.
No, you good. I guess he'll come back if he wants to. Any other characters y'all
No,
like?
no, wait, hold on. He's like, yeah, I know how you did. I ain't like any of the characters, man. They weren't all that cool.
Oh,
Man, I hope you're not listening to this.
I'm keeping this in.
I love you, Noah, I swear.
I'm keeping this in. What about any characters you didn't like? Was there any characters you didn't like? Like I personally did love. I love Dez. Like that whole barbershop feel. That's a black barbershop off rip. That's how a barbershop is. And that whole metaphorical speak she was talking about the afterlife and there how she just grabbed everybody like she was almost like a teacher. That was almost like her spark. She was teaching these fools about the afterlife and stuff and the before life and John. And they was all enthralled. And then you find out more about Dez because also it goes back to how Joe don't really sit well with me. How Joe was selfish. Like every time Joe came in there, he only really talked about jazz, something he liked, instead of like getting to know. He came in there for years apparently, but instead of getting to know his barber, asking him about anything else besides jazz, he just talked about jazz. Basically, he talked about himself.
Yeah.
Well, you also see that like it's funny because you mentioned the that's how a barbershop actually is. Because I said that as soon as he walked in, I was like, yeah, I know this place. I've been here before. But it goes to show like he ended up getting a better haircut than he probably had gotten in a long time because he learned about his barber.
Well, 22 learned about his barber.
Oh yeah.
He was the cat at the time.
That's true, yeah. I love how everybody just kind of accepted that he was carrying a cat around with him because people do that, you know.
But like there was, I love the barbershop scene so much though. There was this faint hip hop in there, like a Tribe Called Quest was playing in the background during the barbershop scene. I was like, man, this is dope. And then when you go to his mom's place, Aretha Franklin was playing in the background too. Every time you would go to his mom's place and everything, I was like, like it is. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have African American representation and stuff in animated. You don't get that much. But like the little things in life, the little things like really get to me.
Yeah.
Any characters y'all didn't like?
Can't think of.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I really like. One of my favorite. She was like, I don't want it. And, you know, even though 22 was in the body, it still worked out because 22 found, I won't say she found a spark in that moment, but she
felt something.
She felt an answer to the question of like, she's always like, why would I want to come to Earth? You come to Earth for stuff like that.
Well, I figured it was more because before that, she did eat that pizza the first time. The first time she ate pizza and everything.
I know that.
She lost her goddamn mind.
That was a straight. Speaking of pizza, the freaking the Pizza Rat cameo got me so good.
the Pizza Planet truck was in the little
all of everything.
Yeah, that was in there too.
I missed it.
There was a lot of stuff. There was the canyon where in Cars where Lightning and Queen learns how to do the little drift thing. That canyon thing was in there. The Wally ship was in there.
It's probably because Peter Docter also wrote Wally.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
too. But there was a lot of things. But like, there's a ridiculous theory going on that people are thinking now that because Soul came out, this confirms that all the Pixar movies are connected. They're in a one universe world and they're all connected. I ain't gonna go into all that. I don't care, but it's there if you
I
want.
find it very interesting.
If you wanna, it's there if you want to look at it. I'm gonna go with favorite moments in the movie, and then closing thoughts. So I'm gonna go around favorite moments in the movie. JR.
I would say anything that has to do with Joe playing music, because when he plays music, I'm like, oh, this is so magical. Because I really
Dude's name. I can't remember his name. But fun fact, besides Peter, there was a co-writer, Mike Jones, and he was the co-writer. But like, there's a jazz musician. They basically based. They basically based Joe's character. They basically based Joe's character off this jazz musician, and they even took how he plays the piano and everything. They took it from real life and put it in the movie and everything. I can't remember. It's gonna kill me. I can't remember the dude. Man, he's a good jazz musician.
I kind of figured they got that from somewhere. Got that from somebody, because that looked way too real for them to just make up at the spot. I know they had to reference somebody. It'd be nice to know the name though.
Can't think of. Don't worry, y'all keep talking. I'll get it. I'm about to get this. Isaac, favorite stuff. Yeah, Isaac.
Favorite part in the movie would probably be the explanation of being in the zone. I love that kind of thing. I love finding out, what something that's in everyday life that you don't really think too much about, and then a movie does something with that very simple thing and turns it on its head, and it makes it more interesting. I just love that. As well as the Lost Souls thing. Because as soon as they were talking about the Lost Soul thing, I immediately pictured somebody in a cubicle working their life away, and then they showed that exact dude working in a cubicle, working his life away. So,
John Basti. Basti. I'm gonna just put it in the
John Batiste.
Yeah, there we go.
John Basti.
I know him as Jonathan Michael. I didn't know his last name, but I always knew him by Jonathan Michael. But that's the dude. Anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off. Oh, you done?
Oh no, I was done. Yeah, I was done.
Okay. Trinity.
I think my favorite part of the movie was in the Great Before, when you're finding out how people get their personalities. I liked that, but when she was sending random people to different places, you 12 will be aloof, and they come out like angsty teenagers. That made me laugh. I liked that part a lot. Or the self-absorbed one when she sent 15 in there. And one of the Jerrys was like, we should probably stop sending people through that. And she's like, no, it just sends more. That made me laugh too. I really liked The Great Before.
Well, besides the barbershop scene, I did enjoy the part where 22 was in Joe's body, experiencing things for the first time. I did like that, but I probably say is the beginning of the movie when he's teaching the kids in the band class and everything, and that one kid, he's trying to suck up something with his trombone and
Skittles.
and those other kids wasn't really paying attention until Joe starts talking, and he gets on the piano and he goes in playing the piano, and everybody's attention. Everybody's paying attention at that point. It was like, man,
Yep.
that man, and then that right there grasped me. That grabbed me right there. I felt like I was watching dang it, what's the Whoopi Goldberg movie? She's a nun. I can't remember.
It's just
Yeah, Sister Act. That was the Sister Act right there, man. That's what it was, man.
it's been forever since I watched.
Yeah, they're coming out with a sequel, like Sister Act 3 or something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Before we close it out, I will ask this. What do you guys think 22's spark was that allowed her to go to Earth?
Ooh.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. When they're in the barbershop and she's just talking, I think that because they didn't really show like public speaking in the Hall of Everything, I think that could be her spark. Because every time she talked to anyone, they all had her attention. Like in the barbershop, and then when she goes to his mom's, he had everyone's attention there too. Even though it was like Joe, they kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but they like did like a little transition where it was just Joe talking and not the cat. So like I feel like that she was also doing most of that as well. So like maybe public speaking like would be her thing, like just talking, maybe teaching. I don't know. Just the fact that she had like everyone's attention every time she talked.
Yeah. We do have a picturing. Also, when she tastes that lollipop. Isaac, what do you think 22 spark was?
It's weird because the thing I think about is her sitting in the stairwell with Connie, and the fact that she's a good listener to people. So I would.
Didn't think about that. That is.
That's fair. Because she to everybody in the barber shop and like everyone didn't really think about that. You got some good ideas. And I'm like, wow.
Well, I just think her spark was jazzing. Yeah. Well, we are going to end this with our ratings. Apparently we lost Noah, so
His would be like 2 out of 10 probably.
But we will.
Yeah, man, it was a 2 out of 10, bro.
I will let Isaac impersonate Noah. We will do Trinity last, since she's our guest. JR, out of 10 Soul, what do you give Disney's Pixar Soul? And JR has frozen. Isaac, impersonate Noah for us.
I gotta get it straight. You're making me laugh now. Yeah, man, the movie wasn't all that great. It wasn't all that deep. It wasn't a bad movie or anything, but I give it like a 5, maybe a 4. I don't know. It was like a 4. Yeah, the movie wasn't all that deep.
Dog, that is Noah on point. I love you so much, though, man. You know you're my brother. Oh man. Oh my God.
When did I get cut off? I got cut
Um,
off.
I was asking what do you give it out of 10 souls?
Oh. I give it 8.
8 out of 10 souls?
8 out of 10 souls.
Isaac?
I have to give it a 9.
A 9? Ah.
Oh yeah,
So it's almost like a near perfect movie for you.
it's pretty damn close.
Let me ask you this, since you gave it a 9, would it make your top 10 Pixar movies?
As soon as I finished watching it, it did.
It did? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where, but I did.
Like I said at the start of this, I did watch this twice. The first viewing of it, I mean, I did watch it on Christmas, and I did watch it by myself, so that might be a factor and everything. I didn't really get too much from it. Again, I don't have a midlife crisis going on or anything like that, so I didn't really get too much from it. So my first viewing, I did give it a 6. My second viewing, I did watch it with my nephew, who is 4.
Oh,
And he might not have gotten the deep stuff, but he enjoyed the movie. Like it's very rare for him to actually sit through an entire movie. Like the only other movie that I can remember him actually sitting through watching was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because that's a perfect movie. That's a 10 out of 10, and it's the greatest thing in life.
Yeah.
But he actually paid attention. Well, he was entertained, let's just say that. And I guess that nature, his reaction was infectious. So, and I did see a lot more from my second viewing from the first viewing. So with all that saying, I do agree. I would have to agree with the JR and actually give this an 8. It's a good movie. There's like, besides my nitpicks, like the whole him dying and not really having too much of a scratch on him or anything, the whole contradiction of the movie, like the whole thing, like it's telling you like you gotta find a spark in order to become a soul and all that junk, but at the end of the movie it's basically telling you sparks don't matter. That's what at least what I got through. Like it kind of contradicts itself. Besides all my nitpicks, I'd have to give it an 8. I'd have to give it an 8. Trinity, our guest, what you give it out of 10 souls?
I would, after watching it twice, definitely has some plot holes with the ending and the dying. I would have to give it a 7.
Ooh, a 7. That's not bad. That's still pretty fresh score. Let me ask you all this: would you recommend this movie to people?
Yeah?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let me look up the Rotten Tomato score, because those are important. The tomato meter right now is certified fresh. As the recording of this video, this talk is at 95%. The audience score is at 90%. So overall, like people really liked it. Really loved
That's
it,
pretty good.
especially for a streaming movie.
Oh yeah.
Because this is the second Pixar movie that came out this year, and it was supposed to come out in theaters, but the world is dying, and yeah.
Wait, what was the first one?
Onward came out earlier this year.
Onward was
Oh
really
yeah.
good.
I still haven't
That's
seen that.
You should watch it.
Shit, we could have watched that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we could have. But then you got on your Star Wars kick, so
But you never thought. Look, I thought you did see Onward, but you never said anything.
Okay, we're not getting into Star Wars. I would like to thank Trinity for joining us in this talk. You probably will hear more of her. Trinity, go ahead and plug stuff or say something about you or whatnot. You go ahead and do all that.
I don't have anything to plug.
Okay. All right.
Just put on your spot right there.
All right. JR, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Thank you. He gets it. Isaac, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Oh, you did not sound very enthused in that. Trinity, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
And I like to thank you for listening to another N.W.A. We catch you in the next one. And always remember, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.